Bitcoin, Ethereum, ICO, blockchain technology. What in the world is going on? Well, in this session of Entrepreneur Live, we're going to dive into the wonderful world of cryptocurrency. And my guest is a cryptocurrency expert. And if you're thinking you missed the boat, you missed the opportunity, we're talking about an 876% increase on Bitcoin alone this year. And the year is not up. Guess again, because you, my friend, are in the right place at the right time. I'm in the right place. We're all in the right place. And this whole cryptocurrency thing has grown bigger than anybody ever imagined. So in this episode, we're going to tell you everything you need to know to get started and be profitable with cryptocurrency. So if you're ready, let's get started. All right, Cecil Robles, what's happening?
How you doing, Chad?
Good, man. Good to see you. How you been?
I've been great, man. I mean, I can't complain for sure. So I'm excited to go on and kind of share what's been going on in my life, man.
Yeah, you look comfortable. So you at home? You in your office?
I am at the home office right now. It's let's see what time it is. It's about 7 o'clock in Dallas time. That's where I'm at. So
okay, so you're out in Dallas then?
I'm in Dallas, man. I'm a Texas boy.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I was just out there in Houston hanging out with our mutual friend Armando.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, guy's
cool.
a
beast. I actually, that's how I know Armando, because I lived down in Houston for about 15 years. And so before I moved to the promised land of Dallas. So
Yeah. Awesome. So Cecil, for my viewers that don't know you, how long you been in this business?
Well, man, I've been in the trading business since 2004. I've done everything from had my own commodity trading advisory, went through the whole licensing thing there, and traded about $50 million in a fund at one point, and just basically got tired of the runaround with that, being up all night and, having a young family and not really being able to see my kids and my wife. And so I transitioned kind of out of that business and more into, helping other people establish themselves as kind of the master of their own finances. And rather than have somebody who charges you 2% a year to do something that you could do a lot better yourself once you get to know how to do it. And so that's what I've done now for the past about 11, 12 years. And it's been a fun ride, so I can't complain.
Yeah, so your passion of helping others is where you kind of got into the online market thing and launches and webinars and everything else?
Absolutely, man. Yeah. I mean, I kind of grew up in the church and have done everything from be a youth pastor to be a pastor. And then, it's just an immediate transition into being able to help people with, a very particular skill set and a very particular knowledge that I have developed over the years regarding the financial markets. And so yeah, it's been a lot of fun helping a lot of people over the years.
See, so I have to tell you, man, never before have I been more excited. The era that we're in right now is unbelievable. It's as though the internet was just discovered yesterday. And I don't think people realize how big this cryptocurrency is. And I have a lot of stories with cryptocurrency. I actually bought it back in late 2011, 2012. I purchased Bitcoin. I purchased 100 of them. And I believe it was a year later, I sold it for 4 times my money. And I was so happy because I was oh my God, what an amazing ROI. Now, you do the math, Cecil. How much would that have been worth today?
Yeah, that would have been worth about over $1.2 million probably today, 100 Bitcoin, yeah.
Well, guess what? I didn't make no $1.2 million back in the day, right?
Right, yeah.
But I
have a similar story too, man. I did it back in 2011 and sold it in 2013 and made 1,400% and thought I was on top of the world. And then $900,000 mistake later.
Yeah. Not only that, I can remember talking, I had a partner, his name was Michael back in the day. And he was talking about ordering all this computer equipment. He had all these different pieces showing up from all over the world. And he was putting together like all these processing systems. And I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, dude, I'm going to start mining. I'm like, what does that mean, right? I'm thinking of like gold mining, like with a pick and a shovel. And he was on to something, right? He's probably a billionaire today. I don't know. I've lost touch, but man.
No, I have a friend who does that. He actually has an office of 6,000 square feet in Houston. And he decided, man, I've got all this office space that I'm not using. And he talked to me about mining Bitcoin. And I said, well, it's really hard to do that now. So you should probably find something else to do, like Litecoin or one of these other alt currencies. And he started doing that. And unbeknownst to me, I mean, he's got now almost 1,000 machines generating $1,500 a day on autopilot. It's just cranking out these coins. So that's definitely one way to take advantage of this new economy that we're coming into.
Oh my gosh. There's so much, like, I'm so excited about this interview because there's just so much about this that people want to know, because never before have I seen people, I'm seeing people with no skills or abilities turning out hundreds of thousands of dollars every month.
Yeah. And that's exciting. And, it's exciting, but at the same time, it's a little bit scary because you have to kind of look back to the tech boom and the tech bubble. And, I'm a firm believer. I actually read this in a book by Ray Dalio. He's one of the best hedge fund managers in the world. He manages about $150 billion. And he said, one of the greatest ways that you can kind of peer into the future is by looking into the past. And so you can't necessarily have a crystal ball, but you can have an echo from the past into the future. And I love that statement because, looking back on that time in the 90s where everything was so hot and literally, anybody could throw money into the market and make money. But then just a few years later, you see kind of, that whole shift where all these companies went out of business and people lost money. So, at the same time that people are making a lot of money today, we have to educate ourselves and really become clear on our goals and then really have a plan for not only making the money, but then keeping the money. And that's what it's really all about.
So first of all, let me start out with this, right? So obviously we have people's attention now. I'm looking at my Facebook feed and everybody is a crypto expert. The same people that were criticizing Bitcoin and Ripple and all these different altered coins back in the day, all of a sudden they're all experts now. Like, it seems like everybody has jumped aboard this whole cryptocurrency thing. Now, in your opinion, I know we don't have a crystal ball, is it here to stay?
Yeah, it's definitely here to stay. I mean, listen, you've got exciting things right now happening, like the CME that's about to release their first futures and options contracts on Bitcoin, and then other cryptocurrencies will follow after that for sure. And so now you have real legitimate centralized markets getting in place, which will allow Wall Street, which will allow institutions, which will allow even bigger hedge funds to get in on the cryptocurrency game. And so when you look at it from a total market perspective, there's about 5 cycles in a market, and I won't go through all of them, but one of the cycles is smart money. And smart money has been getting into cryptocurrency for a while now. After smart money, you have institutional money, and that's what's coming in right now. Usually the general public gets in at the very top of the institutional money, putting their money in, and that's usually the wrong place to get in. So I think right now, I mean, as a matter of fact, I'm kind of, and I don't have a crystal ball, but I'm kind of just predicting based on what shifts that I see in the economy and in the marketplace. I'm predicting Bitcoin at $100,000 potentially by the end of 2018. So this is not by any means going anywhere. It's at about 11,000 right now, but I'd be buying it all the way up to 25,000 and 50,000. I've been telling people, buy it at 1,000, buy it at 2,000, buy it at 3,000, buy it at 4,000. And now, finally, the people that I was telling that to, they're coming back to me and asking me, how the heck do I get in on this now? So yeah, it's here to stay.
And I actually got a message on Facebook today, and one of my members said, Chad, is it too late? Did I miss this whole thing? I'm like, so let me tell you something. We were telling you to buy it when it was $1,200. We were telling you to buy it when it was $3,000, when it was $4,000. Then it jumped up to $7,000. Now I'm telling you to buy it while it's at $11,000, knowing it's going to go to $20,000 and then $30,000. Like this, there's no sign of this slowing down.
No, it's a real commodity. First of all, that's what you have to understand about it. And it's more real than the paper money that we trade with every single day in our daily lives. Because paper money, we have absolutely no idea how much money the government's going to print next year, how much, inflation we're going to have, what the interest rates are going to do, so on and so forth. And so cryptocurrency, and Bitcoin especially, it's a real currency, but it's also a real commodity because it has a limited quantity. It has 21 million coins that can ever be mined, and that's it. So it has a built-in mechanism to keep, inflation, so to speak, and hyperinflation out of the mix, which is very, very exciting. And it's digital. It's actually more secure than real money, than not real money, but what I call fake money, actually, than fiat currency. So yeah, very, very exciting stuff.
So let me ask you this, because I have my own personal opinion on it, but there's a lot of, I'm seeing a lot of media about Mark Cuban making statements and what the Federal Reserve is going to do and how our government's going to put a stop to this. Like, what's your take on all that?
Yeah, so I mean, yes, regulation can be a good thing, obviously, especially when you're talking about markets. It can definitely be a good thing, but too much regulation and overburdening regulation, obviously, as we know, is a bad thing for the free market, and I'm a free market believer. So my take on this is that Bitcoin is unstoppable. There's no government, just like there's no government that can stop the internet because it's on every computer, it's on every network worldwide. Well, Bitcoin is the same exact way. You'd have to actually shut down 51% of the computers that host the blockchain in the world to be able to do that. And there are more and more, thousands and thousands of more computers coming online every single day. As a matter of fact, you sitting at home right now, you, Chad, can download the Bitcoin protocol right on your computer and the blockchain right on your computer right now, and you would now be a part of that network. So it's really impossible for them to shut it down. My take on the reason why a guy like Jamie Dimon, the CEO of JP Morgan, and Mark Cuban and some of the other guys are coming hard against this, especially the old school bankers, is because this is threatening their existence, essentially. Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies is what I call finance 2.0. And so, you have the old world way of doing things, which you have to have the intermediary, the banks, the institutions. You have to have Visa, MasterCard, PayPal, whatever it is that facilitates your transactions. With Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies, you don't have to have any of that. So this is really threatening their existence. So absolutely, they're gonna make negative comments about it, and that just keeps making it go up even more. It's crazy. The more they talk negative about it, the higher it goes.
Yeah, but there's some big players that are looking at this and adapting it as their payment system. Like at one point, I was told Amazon was jumping aboard. Is that still the case? Where's everything at with that?
No. There's a funny story about that. And yeah, Amazon definitely is buying a lot of different websites that are pointing to blockchain and things like that. I'm more of a believer that Amazon will probably develop their own cryptocurrency at some point rather than use Bitcoin, because they have the economy to be able to do that. And so that's my firm belief on that. But the funny thing about that Amazon story is it got started through one of the companies that we've actually invested in, that we had an inside track on and invested in at $5. That company is now worth $35. And it actually built a marketplace where anybody who owns a cryptocurrency can go and buy on Amazon, buy on Target.com, buy on Walmart.com, buy on these major mega e-commerce retailers, and they've developed that platform. So actually that's where that story got started, and we were the first investors in that particular company. So very, very exciting stuff there. And so, yeah, you never know how these rumors are going to spin, but it worked in our favor.
But so help me understand, when these major players start adapting Bitcoin and Ethereum and all these other coins as actual payment methods, payment systems, like that's when things are really going to take off.
Yeah, and some of them are doing that right now. I mean, you have companies like Microsoft, you have companies like, DirecTV, you have companies, major companies out there that are accepting Bitcoin and some other cryptocurrencies as form of payment as well. IBM is a huge player in this space. They actually just made a partnership with a company called Stellar Lumens, which has been one of our big recommendations. That's up about 350% since we recommended it about a month ago. And that's because they partnered with IBM to actually bring their particular protocol to like third world countries and micropayment stuff and so on and so forth. And you have companies like IOTA that just partnered with Microsoft. So yeah, these big giant corporations are getting involved now. And that's why I see there's no stopping this. As a matter of fact, when let's go back to the question that you asked that people are asking right now all the time, is it too late? No, it's just starting. The party is literally just now starting right now. It's like being in 1996 all over again, investing in Yahoo. That's exactly the stage we're in. Now, it could be 3 years, 5 years, 7 years where we're going to have, a correction in the market. But, let's ride it while it's hot. That's what I say. And it's a total shift and a game changer to the way we do things in our life. And once you start understanding that, you really see the power behind this.
Yeah. So, Cecil, here's the thing. With this whole Bitcoin thing, obviously, I'm seeing some people take advantage of the situation too. And I'm seeing a lot of MLM programs out there, and they're trying to suck you into their mining and everything. When somebody takes me aside, because I've been in the marketing business since 1998, I'm one of the veterans, and they ask me, I say, look, you don't need to go pay somebody else to teach you how to set up a computer or something else. You don't need to do that. You just need to invest in the right coins at the right time. I mean, I don't know anybody except myself that's lost money, but that's a whole nother story. I didn't lose
story, though.
Yeah, I didn't lose money. I want to make this clear. I didn't lose money because of the market. I lost money because of negligence, and we'll talk about that here in a minute too. But you really can't lose money at this. You can't. And the people that are out there putting together these network marketing programs and MLM programs, they make me sick. Like, I've been unfriending people for weeks now because they're just taking advantage of people. And it's not that hard, but there are some things that you do need to know. And there are, I can remember when I first got in this and I was watching CoinMarketCap and I was seeing coins that would have like a 3,000% increase or whatever. I'm like, holy crap, I got to jump aboard this. And then luckily, with my circle of influence, I have people around me that say, Chad, do not buy that coin because the problem is you're not able to cash out on it.
Right.
There's no real value yet. And so that was kind of a hard lesson. So there are some things that you need to know about this industry. You agree?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, yeah, you definitely. I mean, I tell people all the time, I mean, one of the major things that you have to know is, how to avoid the scams and the shucksters and the hucksters that, are out there right now preying on this market because it is so exciting. So anytime you have something this disruptive, you definitely are going to have players like that come in. And so being able to identify them, and one of our rules is we just don't invest in MLM companies, period, when it comes to cryptocurrencies, because there's just too much other opportunity out there. I mean, all you literally have to do right now, and I mean, I'll just give you a tip. All you have to do right now is literally have a very simple system for going to coinmarketcap.com and literally throwing a dart at the top 20 or 25 or 30 cryptocurrencies, and you're going to make money. And I hate to sound that simplistic about it, but in all reality, that's been the truth as of late. Now, everybody's a genius, obviously, in a bull market, but again, it's definitely easy for people that don't even know what they're doing to go out there and make money right now. So yeah, definitely, I agree with that.
So there are a lot of know-it-alls that have jumped the board, and like I said, they are all crypto experts now. Like, everybody's a crypto expert, and I'm seeing people launch their own courses and everything else. But the reason why I wanted to get with you and why I wanted to do this interview is because I've been watching, and your students have monster success. You're not new to this, and you've got millions and millions of dollars in testimonials with thousands of students, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, right now, we just had one guy email us the other day, and he said, "Man, I just can't thank you enough. I'm up 300 grand right now in my cryptocurrency account. I just can't imagine. I can't even believe that this is happening." And so we get those kinds of stories all the time, and it's not all the time. It's not always that big, but you can. The beautiful thing is it doesn't have to be that big right off the bat. You can start with $100, with $500. As a matter of fact, when we recommend something, we recommend that people don't put in more than $1,000 max to begin with, and really $500, $250 to $500, just to get their feet wet and learn how it works. But you can take those small investments, and this is the beautiful thing that I love about it, because I'm all about risk reward, right? A mentor of mine told me years ago, he said, He said, opportunity is unlimited, but capital isn't. Therefore, protect the capital, right? So we have unlimited opportunity in this market right now, but we all have, no matter what it is, if I have 50 or 100,000 and you only have 500, we all have finite capital. So we have to protect that. So wherever you start with, the beautiful thing is what I call risk reward. So you have a very small risk with a huge upside potential. And that's the beautiful thing about this market right now is we're seeing gains of 1,000%, 2,800% on Ethereum that we've made this past year, 5,500% on Ripple, 3,300% on Stellar. I mean, these are gains that add up and add up big. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. We talk about ICOs and initial coin offerings, and getting in on the right one of those, you can take a $5,000 stake and turn it into $1 million. So obviously it is risk capital, but at the same time, you have just huge upside potential, almost unlimited upside potential. And that's what I love about this market right now.
Yeah, and I tell people the same thing. I'm no expert, but to me it's common sense. I say, look, if you put $1,000 in, as soon as you make that $1,000 back, which is going to happen quick in this market, pull it back out. So you have that sense of security and that mindset. You're okay. You play the winnings.
Play with house money, and that's what we try to tell people to do as well. Play with house money. Once you get up 100%, now guess what? You're able to pull that money out, still have 100% of your money in there, and now you're playing with house winnings, and you've also have the leverage to go and maybe do another play, another investment, and roll it over into something else that could be another big potential win. And so that's kind of how you start compounding your profits, and you could grow a very small amount to 300,000 or more, in a short period. When I say short period, it could be a year's time. And there's stories like that, not only in our group, but you can just pull up the internet right now and you'll find a story a day on how people are literally becoming millionaires in this market almost overnight, and so yeah, it's really an incredible time.
I have a friend, he was making calls on Facebook and he was telling you, buy this coin right now, hold it, I'll tell you when to sell it. And people were jumping on there with comments and they were saying, dude, you literally just made me a millionaire. I've seen that comment, 2 or 3 different comments like that. Just normal folk, right? And they just got in at the right, and it was like, this is unbelievable. Like, this era is just crazy to me. So this was a hard thing for me to learn, Cecil. What I had to learn was, and correct me if I'm wrong, but when you want to start investing in Ethereum, and when I got in, it was less than $100. I think now it's up to like $400, right? And that was just this year. And I don't know where else you're going to make those kind of returns. But what I had to learn, if I wanted to buy Ripple, if I wanted to buy Ethereum or any of those other things, I had to have Bitcoin to start with.
Right.
That was a bit of a hassle for me, and that stopped me in my tracks because I'm in Wyoming. And is it Coinbase? Coinbase does not play well with Wyoming. They don't even allow it to happen. So I had to physically go and buy the Bitcoin from somebody. There was a bit of a learning curve just to get your initial coins so that you could go out there and purchase those alternative coins. Is there some secrets to that?
Yeah, absolutely. There's a site called Changely, CHANGELLY.com. You can actually take and you can buy with a debit card right on there. You don't even have to have a Coinbase account. And essentially what Changely does is it goes out to the marketplace and it looks at the lowest price amongst all the exchanges of what you're trying to buy. So there's probably about 30 different altcoins that you could buy with US dollar with Changely. The easiest way, though, if you want to do this for real, we recommend going to Gemini.com. That's probably our favorite as far as like an online wallet/exchange that you can start with. And the beautiful thing about them is once you initiate the wire transfer in, you can automatically start buying Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, and then of course you transfer that to we like to use Bittrex, and that's kind of how we play the exchange. But yeah, there's a lot of ways out there right now. We have a guide that we give away that talks about how you can go and buy your first $100 in Bitcoin with a debit card. And then as you start buying more, you can increase your limits. So if somebody wanted to get in, they didn't want to go and jump through the hoops of Coinbase, which I don't recommend them anyways. But yeah, if somebody didn't want to have to jump through those hoops, there's definitely easier ways to go out there and at least get your feet wet and start doing something.
What advice do you have? Like I said, I mean, my problem is I run fast. I have a lot of businesses. I have my hands in a lot of pie. So I wasn't very responsible. Due diligence wasn't there. It was negligence. I have I'm going to say about 6 Bitcoins. We can show that here in a minute, Cecil.
Yeah.
I can't get to them. I can't touch them. And the reason why is because I went with one of the most stringent wallets there was. It's called Jax. And, you know, I understand why they do what they do. They're trying to protect you. And when you set up this client, when you set up this wallet, it didn't ask for an email. It didn't record my IP address. There was literally no tracking except my wallet address and a password phrase. And I'm telling everybody that's on this call, if you get with a wallet that has a password phrase, take a picture of it, write it down, send it to your wife, pin it all over the place, because it's true. This is the only industry I know that if you lose a password, you are screwed. It's not like you click a little link that says, I forgot my password, and you get this nice little email saying, hey, we're happy to hook you back up. You can't call. It doesn't matter if you hire an attorney. There is nothing they can do. So I literally have about, what, $60,000 sitting there that I can't touch. I've actually spoke with the company, and they said, Chad, that's crazy, but there's nothing we can do.
Yeah, no, and that is obviously a part of this, and that's what makes it, it's a good thing because it's secure, and that's what cryptography is all about. It's about securing your assets. You know, you don't have that same security with, you know, paper money. You don't even have that same security with gold, because even if you pile it in your safe, you know, what happens if you want to go around the world? You can't carry that with you. So Bitcoin, the beautiful thing about it is, and this is what I recommend, if people are buying something for the long term, and there are plays that we recommend for the long term, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, the top kind of 3, at least being 3 that I'll just talk about right now. There are others, but when you make those longer term plays, there are what are known as hardware wallets now. Trezor is one of them, very cool device. And you literally just plug it into your computer. You download your Bitcoin, your Litecoin, your Ethereum right onto that little wallet, and you can pop that thing right in the back of your pocket, and it doesn't matter if you have $1 million on there. You can fly around the world with that $1 million in your pocket, and it's yours, it's secure, it's safe, and it has backup to it as well. So something like that would never happen to you again in the future if you were to use a device like that. But yes, you do want to make sure you write it down, put it in your safe, take a picture of it, I literally print out, when I do this, I print everything out because I have a number of different wallets in different places for some of these altcoins that I buy. And so what I do is I always print it out and I just pop that thing right in my safe and it's there. Get a fireproof safe and it's there. Because listen, this is you're doing this, yes, to make a big return, but you also need to be doing this for wealth building as well. And so yeah, I definitely recommend making sure that you have a plan for keeping track of what you have and where it is.
Well, my story, people ask me, they're like, man, you got to tell me, like, there's got to be a story with that. What happened? So I was out there with my 2 little girls this summer. And like I said, I had I think it was about 6 or 7 Bitcoin. And we were in Balboa, California. And we were out there on a boat and we were whale watching. And I had the Samsung S5. This is the only phone where you can still take out the battery and you can swap it. And I love that because of all the travel I do. But for some reason, because I have Skype and Facebook and WhatsApp and everything on there, because I have like developers and staff that I'm always having to keep in contact with, my batteries always drain really fast. Like I could be at 100% in the morning and by 11:30, my phone's dead. So we saw one blue whale, but I was kind of bored and it was cold. So I said, you know what? I'm going to take this time because I'm settled down. I'm relaxed. I'm going to start doing some research on the boat, see if I can figure out how to extend my battery life. So I did that. I found some articles. They said, turn this off, turn that. I tried all this. My battery it didn't help. Then I found an article that said, if you restore your phone to the factory settings, you'll get your battery life. Now, the good news is they were right. I got my battery life back. The bad news is I lost my wallet that was on that phone, and it was only like $30,000 at the time. Like, I know for a fact I'm going to click that link someday. There's going to be millions there. There's going to be millions, and it's going to be a story that I'm going to keep telling, right? But
Oh,
everybody
man.
said, how can you be so stupid? Like they put the password phrase up on the screen. How could you be so stupid? Well, look, I took a picture of that password phrase with my phone. Okay, I was brand new to this, took a picture of it, and knowing that I have Google backups that goes in, and I got Dropbox and everything else, and for whatever reason, I seriously think this happened so I have a story to tell the rest of my life. For whatever reason, the backups didn't work that one day. That one day. And since I tend to use like the same kind of password phrase, I'll switch up the numbers or something at the end.
Right.
I could have actually figured out what that is. But Jax created their own password, which is like 4 random words.
Yeah.
I'm screwed. There's nothing that can be done.
Nothing you can do. Yeah. And, you do have to have redundancy. I mean, that's a lesson hard learned. And, hopefully, as the beautiful thing is that technology is really growing in this space. I mean, when you and I first invested back in 2011, it's like you said, you had to find somebody to go buy it from, wire them money, and then get it on a wallet. And, it was a nightmare. The beautiful thing is you can do things on your smartphone now. They have applications, decentralized applications and wallets and all kinds of things right on your phone that you can download. And so there is some redundancy there, but you also need to have your own plan of redundancy. And we're very, very big on that. Everything that we put out, if we recommend buying something to somebody, we actually walk them through the process. So we have videos. When I buy something, when I recommend something to somebody to buy, I actually show them me going and buying it myself. So not only do they see me doing it because I'm an investor in this, but also they know exactly how to do it. They know where I'm going to go store it. They know where I'm going to put it. They know my redundancy plan so that they can see, okay, he's printing this out. And I literally just show them everything on every play that we do. And so, that's part of the community that we offer, and people love that.
So you probably could have saved me today $60,000 to $70,000, because I'm sure you would have had some video or some kind of advice that I would have taken to, and I would have been protected.
Yeah. I mean, absolutely, man. And and it's hard. And I've heard these stories where people have lost their Bitcoin, and yeah, I mean, it's a tough deal. But the good news is that you can start buying it all over again, and now you know what to do.
It's it sounds like a lot to people watching this show, and I know to a lot of people it is. But when you're talking about the crypto market, like it's very, very minute, very minute.
Yeah, it's small. I mean, I think you could invest in one Bitcoin today at $11,000, and at some point you'll be a millionaire in the future. I think Bitcoin definitely has the potential to go up that high. Not only is there a finite supply, but once you start understanding the math behind it, there's 1/100 millionth of a Bitcoin that you can actually have. So even when Bitcoin's $1 million, somebody will be able to own $1 worth of Bitcoin. And that's what makes it a powerful, powerful transaction tool. And so those two things alone, among others, will make Bitcoin price continue to go up for the foreseeable future, at least.
You know what's so exciting about this? Nobody freaking knows about it. Nobody knows about it. 876% increase in a year, and the world doesn't know about it yet. Like, what percentage of the world do you think is even aware of the term Bitcoin?
1%, maybe less than that. Yeah, that know about it. Now, that's not the users, right? Those aren't the users. So that people that know about it, yes, maybe 1%, but people that actually are using it, way, way less than 1%. I mean, at last that I looked, there were about 14 to 18 million, roughly, Bitcoin wallets. Now, a lot of those wallets are duplicate, or they have multiple wallets by the same user. So there may not even be 14 to 18 million Bitcoin users out there. If you, and this is what I tell people, listen, if you look at Facebook, if you look at Uber, if you look at Airbnb, the reason why these companies have grown, and I call it Web 1.0, that was like the Amazons and the Netflix, right? Then you have Web 2.0, that's social media, that's Facebook, that's Twitter, that's Snapchat, that's Instagram, that's Uber, that's Airbnb. These companies, they've tapped into what I call the user-based economy. And their user base is what gives that company value. So the more users they have, the more value that company has. It's the same thing with blockchain and Bitcoin. I call it Web 3.0, right? So we're moving into Web 3.0 now, and blockchain and Bitcoin will solve a lot of problems in the world. And as it does that, it will get more and more and more users. And as we get more and more users, the value goes up. It's a user-based economy. It's a peer-to-peer user-based economy. And so the reality is that when Bitcoin hits 400 million users, okay, or 100 million users, or even 50 million users, we're talking about explosive numbers. We're talking about $500,000, $600,000 Bitcoin. If Bitcoin goes just to the market cap of gold, which is basically the world's, reserve kind of currency. I mean, not the dollar, but I mean, gold is kind of the standard of what a currency really is. If it goes to the value of gold, it'll be worth $365,000. So,
unbelievable. Like lives are going to change.
I mean, you got go buy one, go buy a half of one, go buy a tenth of one if that's all you have right now. I mean, I literally can't tell people enough. Just go buy some and sit on it. I told the guy when it was $2,000 at the beginning of the year, I said, just go buy one. And he's like, he said, that's a scam. I said, it's not a scam. And you know what? Now he's kicking himself because he'd be worth about $28,000 richer today if he had just gone and bought one.
So Cecil, look, I knew the potential with Bitcoin, okay? But what I did, because I was scared, like people are scared. People are scared to invest the money and then take the action because they've experienced so much failure in their life because they've always had to adapt with something and then take action. This is one of the few things where you don't have to adapt. You don't have to sit here and watch charts and then short sell it because it's going to, like, it just goes and it just keeps going. Like just a week ago, it was at like 8,000 and now it's up to, today it's up to like 11,000. I actually have an alert on my phone and it cheers every time it hits a certain point. I get a refresh like every 15 minutes and I'm just like, this is unbelievable. But I was still scared. And so what I did was I went out there and I hired somebody to manage my account for me. He took 20% of my profits. I went out there and cut another deal with a guy who happens to be a pastor. He said, you know what? The church doesn't need to pay me anymore. I'm going to take my salary and I'm going to devote it back to the church because he makes so much money in his cryptocurrency. But he still wants to be involved with the church. Like you're a retired pastor. You understand the passion there, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
But I was still scared. So I went out there and I was paying, 20 grand, 40 grand, however much in profits to find a coach because I knew that there were some things that you had to know about it. And I just knew it was worth making that investment to know when to pull the trigger. And not only that, have somebody to do it for you. And that's exactly what you've been doing with your students. Just you don't take a percentage of their profits, right?
Yeah, we don't take a percentage of the profits. I mean, we're subscription based, obviously. So it's a very simple thing. You become a part of a community of literally now over 1,000 people. We call it Bitcoin Mentor Club. And so it's really a club where you come in and literally we just kind of hold your hand through the process to get you started because that's really the key. You said something there. It's just about getting started. I mean, we actually incentivize people with if they will get started, if they will open up a wallet, we will send them a little bit of Bitcoin or a little bit of Ethereum to get them started because we know how powerful of an investment this is, an investment vehicle. So we actually do that because we want to give people incentive to get started in this and not have any hiccups or holdback. If we give them $50 in Bitcoin, that $50 could be worth a couple of grand in a year. So we look at it as you've got to have incentive to get started. We do that for our members. And then beyond that, we basically, we help people to not only know what Bitcoin and some of the other larger cryptocurrencies are doing, but more exciting to me than Bitcoin right now, and Bitcoin is huge. I'm excited about Bitcoin at $100,000 or $500,000 in the future. But what's more exciting to me than Bitcoin right now is the blockchain technology. That really is revolutionary. It's like, www. It's like the World Wide Web was to the internet, right? And to e-commerce. And so that's really what we're seeing a parallel of right now. And we're seeing it with blockchain technology. And so it's revolutionizing. I call it a disruptive shift. It's a disruptor. And it's revolutionizing complete industries, the banking industry, the gaming industry, the healthcare industry, anything that needs an unhackable, unchangeable, unalterable record to be stored somewhere that can never be taken down or never be broken, the blockchain will revolutionize that industry. And so you're going to see this take place in literally every industry that you deal with on a daily basis today in your life. And so that's even the more exciting thing to me, because instead of getting, if we invest $1,000 in Bitcoin right now, we might have 1,000% gain next year. But if I take $1,000 and invest it into blockchain tech that's going to revolutionize the world, I might get 1,000,000% gain. As a matter of fact, let me go on to this site right now, and I'll share this site with you. I'm going to share it. Let me pull it up, and then I'll share this screen with you. And I want to show you some of the gains this year that have been made and over time that have been made on some of these blockchain tech plays. And this is what I'm really excited about for 2018. Here's one called NXT. I've actually bought some NXT. Look at this. It's up 2.6 million %. 2.6 million %.
Okay, so wait a minute, Cecil, because now you're in a world I'm not even familiar with. So these are not coins we're looking at.
They're coins. Yeah, they're coins. But you can invest in a coin before it becomes a coin. It's called a token. And so you can invest into one of these companies or one of these coins that gets put out there. And depending on what it does, if it benefits the community, we have a whole process. We actually have an insider team, guys that have already put $250 million plus into this particular space. We have a team of attorneys that look at all these things. And this is what I'm most excited about, because this is where the gains can get just really, really crazy and incredible. IOTA is, for instance, a coin. You can look at IOTA on CoinMarketCap right now, and it's had explosive growth, 625,000%. It deals with technology that centers around the Internet of Things. It's all decentralized. It's all blockchain-based. It's all wrapped around the same technology that has built Bitcoin and Ethereum and Litecoin. And they're basically using, say, Ethereum's platform to create a solution for a particular industry. And so Ethereum is another one, 150,000% since Ethereum was released as an ICO. And so this is what I'm very, very excited about in 2018, because we've had great success, thousands of percent in certain coins. But we're looking at even bigger things, I think, in 2018 as blockchain tech starts to take over some of these industries. Complete entire industries will be revolutionized by this. And so this is very exciting.
It's an amazing opportunity. So here's the thing, Cecil, I got a couple of questions for you, because I know your time is very, very valuable, but I don't want to overwhelm people, because here's what people say to me. They're like, Chad, I don't know what to do. Should I just buy Bitcoin? Or, because Bitcoin's $11,000. Do I have to buy a whole Bitcoin? Can I just buy $100 worth? Or should I come over here and purchase Ethereum? I don't know what to do. And so then, because they don't know what to do, they don't do anything.
Freeze up. Exactly.
And then they miss the boat. So a week later, it's like 300% they missed the boat.
Missed the boat. Yeah. So I always tell people, listen, get started with Bitcoin, buy some Bitcoin right now. I mean, that's the easiest thing for you to do. It's so accessible now versus when you and I first started doing it. It's so accessible. You can literally just go out and buy it with a Visa debit card right now. As a matter of fact, for all your subscribers, we'll give them the free guide that we have called the Ultimate Guide to Profiting from Cryptocurrencies. And basically tells people in there exactly how to go out and do that and buy their first $100 in Bitcoin or $250 or $300 in Bitcoin with a debit card. So you don't have to even go and open up an exchange account. You don't have to wire money in. You don't have to do anything like that. Dip your toe in, get your feet wet, see that in your account, and then start seeing it grow in your wallet. And really, you're going to get excited about this. I literally started. I have one friend that I play golf with all the time. And he started asking me about it finally. He's like, man, what's up with all this cryptocurrency stuff? Literally, this guy has put in more research time than I have, and this is what I do. I'm an investor in this stuff. And he just got so excited about it, and he literally went out and he started buying Bitcoin and Ethereum, and he's up several thousand% right now just on a couple of plays that he's done. So, just get your feet wet, just get started with it. That's what I say.
And the big question everybody has for me, they're like, can I actually cash out? Can I actually take that 1,000% and turn that into liquid cash?
Yeah, absolutely. And not only that, you can tie that Bitcoin to a debit card. You can actually get a debit card that is linked to your Bitcoin account, and you can use that debit card for everyday transactions. You want to go to Starbucks and swipe your debit card, it will automatically do the transfer from Bitcoin to US dollars and pay that transaction. So the answer is yes. I mean, we've come so far now that you can have that readily available for you literally at the snap of a finger. And so you can transfer it obviously back into your bank account and transfer it back into US dollars, and then use that and utilize that for whatever you want, your profits. And then as more and more retailers come on board, you'll be able to use this literally to pay for bills and to, go grocery shopping. And there are already platforms out there that allow you to do that with their particular cryptocurrency. And so, there's all kinds of ways to do that.
So I think everybody understands the opportunity, right? I mean, you can't, unless you're hiding under a rock. If you're familiar with the term cryptocurrency, you know the kind of money that normal people are making. So what is it that you do for your members, and what is it you don't do?
Yeah, so we don't go out there and buy it for you. We don't take your money. We're not an MLM. You don't send us any money and we mine and we do the investing for you. We're not a fund, so you don't give us the money or anything like that. What we do is we essentially give you what we call our insider advice. I mean, it's not only myself. I have 2 other team members that work with me on a regular basis, and we work in different areas within blockchain. So for me, I'm looking at Bitcoin. I'm looking at Ethereum. I'm looking at a handful of cryptocurrencies that are out there that we can invest in for the long term. And so I share those recommendations with members either sometimes once a week or once every 2 weeks. We're not buying 60 different cryptocurrencies. We recommend a very limited handful as we kind of take them through our investing process that we've developed over 15 years of being in the currency and finance market. And so we've taken that same thing and applied it to cryptocurrencies, and it's working really, really well. So that's one thing that we do. If there's ever any quick kind of cash plays, I call these, where you have the ability to make income on this, where you can kind of, like I did IOTA. We recommended IOTA last week to members. It had dipped back down to 70 cents. And I said, if it goes between 60 and 70 cents, then buy IOTA. It went down to 68 cents. We bought there, and it's sitting at over $3.69 right now. Yeah, you're talking about a massive gain in just a week and a half. So that's what I call like a quick trade, where you can make cash, pull that cash out, go take it and do whatever you want with it. So that's another thing that we do. The other thing that we offer is a software. So we have a software, and I'll pull this software up actually right now, because even if you don't know anything about anything that I'm talking about, all you have to do is look at this, and it will tell you exactly where to get into the market and when to get out. And this is more for shorter term plays. Again, when I say shorter term, I'm talking about you might hold something for
no.
2
Did you do that to me on purpose?
Yeah, I did.
Wait, pull up the previous screen, because everybody's like, I think he's full of crap. But oh my gosh.
Yeah. You're right.
I can't believe you just showed that.
Right here.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Let's show them so they know that this is real. So here's as soon as he we don't see the screen yet, but what he just pulled up, I was showing him before the interview. All right, so this is my account, and you can see where it says total receive. What does it say? 6.557. So the balance is how much?
5.55, which is about $60,000 if you have 5.5.
Okay,
Yeah.
so yes, that's a real story. If anybody knows the owner of Jack's, if anybody can get to that account, I'll give you 20%.
Right. Boy, I might take that up.
So now show me your software.
Yeah, this is really cool. This is actually developed by a guy who's on our team. He actually developed this for equities firms for over 17 years, and equities firms have used the same kind of technology to trade millions and millions of dollars. And so I asked him, I said, hey, we need to put this onto cryptocurrencies because it already does so well in the stock market and in equities. Let's see what it does on cryptocurrencies. And so we run a live feed directly from one of the largest brokers into the software, largest cryptocurrency brokers, and it literally just gives you where to get in and where to get out. And so it's a beautiful thing. Like, for instance, here's a recent play right here. This is on Litecoin. Litecoin has been one of my favorite plays throughout the year. But here's one that on 11/15, it alerted us to buy right here. You can see the current profit is $6,321.95. We've been holding this now. We got in at $62. It's at $101 right now. We've been in it for 20 days. And you can see the total return on account from the beginning of the year is from 114 to 12.4 is 1,094%. And this is just on a few buy signals here. If I go to the performance, you can see, and this is one of the ones that's not even that great, really. We had a 50% win rate, but I want to show you something. Our largest winning trade was $112,000, and our largest losing trade was only $4,579. Again, that's one of the weaker ones. If I go to one like let's say XRP, which is Ripple, you'll see some even better results. And in Ripple, you can see here that
yeah, I got in on Ripple.
It'll take it a second to load up, and then we'll kind of update the chart here and see where we're at. But on Ripple, you can see we've had a 5,531% gain over the year. And this is just on a handful of different places where it tells us to buy and where it tells us to get out of the market. This is where you get out of the market, when you have this little red arrow and green arrow. And this thing works just like a charm. And so this is something that we provide to our members as well, so that they can go and put this right on their computer, and every single day, all they have to do is click the update button one time a day at the end of the day, and it'll tell them exactly whether they should buy, sell, or hold a particular cryptocurrency. And we run 68 cryptocurrencies into this. So it's a very powerful tool. And then the last thing is we have an insider on our team that deals with the blockchain technology companies that we look to invest in. The exciting thing about this is when we invest in one of these, our members get access to, when you have and I don't want to get too confusing, but when you have an IPO, like when a company goes public, you have 3 phases to that public offering. You have the insider phase, which is basically like friends and family. That's called the private sale phase. Employees of the company can buy in, and maybe they get in at $2, let's say. Then you have the pre-IPO phase. This is where larger money institutions get offered to get a discount to get into this IPO. They might get it at $8 or $7. And then you have the actual IPO, and people that buy at the IPO price, maybe they get in at $12. So the people, the first movers, are the people who really make all the money in these plays. And so what we have is the ability to be first movers in anything that we recommend. And so that gives us the ability to have a very limited risk with a huge upside potential. Our most recent play, I'll give you an example of this, is we're in at 2.4 cents right now, 2.4 cents. The closest competitor to this company is already trading at $3.80, and they're not even a US-based company under SEC guidelines. So all the stuff that we do is under SEC guidelines. And so, yeah, it's just there's so much opportunity out here. You can throw a dart at the dartboard and make money, or you can really have a serious plan with serious players behind you, giving you some insight that you may not have on your own, and make a whole lot of money. And that's what we're trying to do for our members.
Yeah, and I paid a lot of money to do what it is you're offering. So just to be clear, obviously you know your stuff. Obviously, you're going to help them. You're going to tell them exactly when to pull the trigger. You got your software here that's doing the same thing, that's kind of fail-safe from what I'm seeing. And I've used these types of software in like the different Forex markets and stuff like that, and it's usually pretty dead on. But the opportunity with cryptocurrency today is unbelievable. But let me go back to the bare basics. If they need help setting up their wallet, you're there to help them.
Yeah, we have a whole team. We have a support team, and that's what we do. Basically, we offer, essentially, when people come on board, we offer a 6-day, they get to come into our live room for 6 days, and we literally have a team there that will help them set their wallet up. They'll help them open an exchange account. We actually have contacts at the brokerages that other people don't have. And we can literally get on our tier 2 support with the brokerages, or I call them brokerages, they're exchanges, but with the exchanges, and get people pushed through and get their accounts open a lot quicker. So yeah, we have a lot of different things like that we do to help people get up and running, because that's really the whole name of the game, is actually get some skin in the game. And we have people that get in the game right away and they already, they've already made thousands and thousands of dollars in the first couple of weeks, just because this market is moving so fast. And so you don't want to wait. I mean, I'll just tell you that. I mean, it is moving fast. It's changing. It's moving quickly. And you need to get something in right now, I would say.
So I couldn't find you, Cecil. That's why I was paying dearly, and they took advantage of me. What does it, so your program, tell me about your program, tell me what it costs, and how does somebody get started?
Yeah, so I mean, literally, it's a comprehensive program. We've got education inside of the members area. You get access to my team. You get SMS alerts. You get email alerts. You get all that good stuff. We send out a bi-weekly newsletter so that you know kind of our take on the overall market, any exciting news or things that are coming out. We send out kind of, big alerts. We give you the software. You also have what we call the concierge customer support. So we have a phone line you can actually call into and talk to somebody. We have email and help desk and all that stuff to help people do this and to do it the right way, where they're not going to, they have a much lower chance of losing money and a much higher chance of making money long term. And that's really what this is all about. The cost is $2,000, right at $2,000. And we think that that's a great value for everything that we give, plus the upside potential. There are companies out there that offer just newsletters. They just tell you, buy this, sell this, without all the tools and the support that we have. And they charge a lot more money than that. And we think that's a great value. And we're excited to help people. I mean, that's what we're in this game for, to help people to make money ourselves. And in the process, we're able to help people make money too.
Yeah, because I know this niche in this market right now is a gold mine. And I know it'd be very, very easy for you to put together a webinar, just take applications and sell that for 10 or 15 grand all day long.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah. And we definitely easily could do that. That's not, I said that I was a recovering pastor and a youth pastor before, but I'm an eternal evangelist, man. When I really believe in something and get behind something, it's like I have to tell everybody in the world about it. And that's exactly what this is for me. I'm so excited and so passionate about this that this gives me an opportunity and outlet to tell people about this, because I really do think that it's game changing, it's revolutionary. And I think that whether you realize it or not, whether you want it to or not, this is going to affect you, your family, for years, decades possibly to come. And so you might as well get in on the money revolution, as a lot of us like to call it right now, while it's at kind of the ground floor. And that's my pitch, if there is any.
Sweet. So $2,000, like here to tell you, it doesn't take much to make back that money. And your guys' success rate with your members is like 100%.
Yeah, I mean, we have 100% on our picks. I mean, all of the picks that we've had, we haven't lost money with one of them. I mean, and I know that sounds crazy, but we haven't lost money with one pick. Every one has been a success at this point. And so, you do have ups and downs, but we do hold it for the long term. We've been in some where, you take a little bit of a dip, and guess what? Even if Bitcoin went to $5,000 tomorrow, I'd still be buying it. As a matter of fact, I wouldn't be selling my Bitcoin or anything like that. I'd be recommended to buy more at that particular price. So, yeah, absolutely. I mean, we have a 100% strike rate so far, and knock on wood, that continues to happen.
And that's a very valid point. This is something else I get. They said, Chad, I'm going to wait until it corrects itself, till it falls down, then I'm going to buy. What do you say to those people?
Well, what I say to them is how did that work out for you when it's at $11,000 now? in all candor, how has that worked out so far? And yes, you do want to think about, well, if it corrects itself, then I can buy. But at the same time, I'm a big believer in the old school kind of trend following method. And if a trend is here, you need to ride that trend. You need to jump on board. If it breaks new highs, guess what? You need to buy. You don't need to be selling. And so, yeah, we can buy more when it dips, but why not buy more when it's breaking out into new highs? When it broke 7,000, why not buy then? When it broke 8,000, why not buy more then? When it broke, 9,000, why not buy more then? So that's kind of the way that I look at things is, I buy on the way up, and it's worked out well for me. You can buy bits and pieces here. It's kind of like a forced savings account, right? You take $100 out of your paycheck, just start putting it in there and, see what happens. I mean, you're not going to be disappointed. I promise you that.
I don't know, guys, honest to God, I don't know a greater opportunity out there. I don't know any other program, strategy, marketing technique that I can offer where you're going to see these kind of results. It's like he said, you can just throw a dart at a board right now and just kill it. Like, it's unbelievable. And sometimes I think I'm just dreaming this whole thing. It's like
right.
just in the right place. Like we're very lucky. We're just in a good era right now.
We're very fortunate. I mean, I was too young to really get in on the tech boom. I was graduating high school at the time. And so, I'm in my late 30s, but, so I didn't really get in on that last big boom that happened. And even the social media boom hasn't been anything compared to that. And so I think we're very, very fortunate to be living in this time right now where we have this opportunity, and where, I mean, it can really change our lives. It can change our country's lives. It can change, Bitcoin was originally developed to help people who are poor. And the reason for that is because it gives them the ability to store value rather than put the value in their country's currency that has 90% hyperinflation or 100% hyperinflation and their currency goes to nothing, or where they have to stuff their currency under a mattress and then that currency is worth nothing more than firewood. I mean, pretty much. It's not even as valuable as firewood. So Bitcoin was really developed to help people who are underbanked. And there's even in America, do you realize that there are over 40% of people that are underbanked in America right now? So think about that. Think about the 40% of people in America who are underbanked, and then go to a place like Argentina or go to a place like, you name it, around the world. You literally have 60 to 70% of the world that's underbanked right now. And that's really what this is all about. It's about helping people, putting the power back in the hands of people and pulling people literally, or giving people the opportunity to get out of poverty and to make something for themselves where they don't have somebody else controlling their future, or, turning the knobs or twisting the little, being the puppet string on top and telling you how much value your money has into it. And so to me, that's exciting. That is exciting. That's revolutionary. That's revolutionary.
Well, if I could just be honest and transparent and put you on the spot, I know there's people that are thinking what I was thinking, and like, dude, and they know it's true. They know that people like you are banking on this. And so they always ask the question, well, why do you want to share it with other people? And why are you selling something if you don't need the money?
Yeah, sure. That's fair question. And I mean, the reality is it's called leverage. I mean, that's one thing. The second thing is like I just said, I'm an evangelist about this. I mean, I want to share it. Here's a mindset shift for people that I will literally give you my information free. I will tell you exactly how I do what I do. I'll give you my entire system. As a matter of fact, I will tell you how I analyze and find these cryptocurrencies to buy in that has given me 100% strike rate, because I'm a believer in not information economy any longer, but implementation economy. So what I want to do is help people implement, because I'm such a believer in this. And so to me, I give you all the information for free. You can have all the information. As a matter of fact, we publish more information for free than most people sell in an actual course. I have no problem doing that. My goal is to help people implement, and that's what creating something like this does. When somebody has skin in the game, they're more likely to. Yeah, I mean, and so that's what I want. Why? Because it helps the entire ecosphere. It helps the entire community grow and grow more. The more users that get on Bitcoin, the more users that get on Ethereum, the more users that get on Litecoin, it just continues to grow in value. That helps me. That helps you. Anybody who owns it, it's going to help. So I mean, I have like a little bit of an ulterior motive. I want to keep growing my wealth. I want to be able to just tell my kids, listen, do something good and fun, but you don't have to worry about money.
I tested this. I took a program that I went out there and I sold for $2,000, got people results. I took the same exact program, opened it up for free. Guess what? Nobody took action. Nobody took action because there's no perceived value with it. There's no skin in the game. There's no reason for them to put any effort into it.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, to sell our products every month, it costs more than most people make in a year. I mean, we actually invest in selling our products, and I don't mean that in a downer way or trying to knock somebody because they don't make that kind of money. I'm just telling you that we put a lot of money back into this. I mean, our profit margins are not nearly at what people think. When we sell a $2,000 product. And you know that because you've sold online products and things like that. So I mean, we're actually taking some big risks to put this out there, and the reason is just because we believe in it. We want people to succeed, and yeah, I mean that's really the whole point behind it.
So I don't want to take any more of your time because we're over an hour, but for $2,000, to me, it sounds like a complete business in a box. You and your team are going to help them get set up. They have the training center. You're going to tell them, hey, buy now, sell now. You got the software there. Like, to me, they can't fail. Like, this is a no-brainer. An amazing offer, guys. An amazing offer. It's the best that I have right now. This interview, obviously, is before you're going to see anybody else talking about Bitcoin. You're in the right place right now. Obviously, I have a lot of experience, both good and bad, but I'll share those with you. And I just highly recommend Cecil because he definitely knows his stuff. And I've talked to a lot of his members, and they're absolutely crushing it. And this is a community that I'm a part of too, and I had to see for myself before I decide to back anybody or promote anybody. This guy right here is the real deal, and he's going to help you get those results. So Cecil, I want to thank you so much. I know that this was last minute, and I know that your time is valuable. I know you're getting ready to get into a launch and everything. Is there anything that you want to leave with our viewers?
Yeah, I mean, the biggest thing that I can leave with you, I think kind of the whole theme of this has been, listen, just get involved. I mean, go out right now and, even if you just have to say, hey, how can I go get a Bitcoin? I mean, just go do that right now. Go to our site, download, I know Chad's going to give you a link. Go to the site, download that guide. It'll tell you exactly how to do that and go do it. I mean, that's really what it all boils down to. So I'll be your biggest fan and your biggest supporter. And if anybody has questions, of course, we're always available and open to answer those questions. And yeah, we're excited for people, and we're excited for ourselves too, because we know that the market's going to just keep piling higher. So
perfect. All right, guys. So there you have it. You'll find the information. I'm sorry. What'd you say?
I said, thanks for having me on. I appreciate it.
Oh, yeah, it's been a blast, and I learned so much. Now you look, I'm supposed to be on track. There's things I'm supposed to do. Now I'm like, you know what? I'm going to get off this interview. I'm going to go buy me some more coins. That's awesome. I love it. So thank you so much for being here on short notice. I really appreciate it. Everybody else, guys, there is a button directly below this video. Check it out. Like I said, this is the opportunity of a lifetime, and you are just in the right place at the right time. You guys don't want to miss this because I'm sure his price is going to go up the more success stories he creates. That's what I would be doing. I'm going to sit down with him and say, let's put this on a webinar. Let's go out there and sell it for about 10, 15K. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Take action. The button's below this video. And on that note, I'll see you on another session of Entrepreneur Live. Take care. Hi there, I'm Chad Nicely. I'm the host of the show that you just got done watching, Entrepreneur Live. If you notice, throughout the show, there was a news ticker that scrolled at the bottom that it really encouraged you to join our membership. I just wanted to take a minute and tell you exactly what's included in that membership. For starters, we are privileged to special offers, products, and promotions. We can offer these to you at a substantial discount. Not only that, a lot of these opportunities usually come with exclusive bonuses. Well, when you're a part of that membership, you are the first to be notified when these promotions hit the market. Not only that, we run special webinar trainings all the time. Matter of fact, we have the Entrepreneur Live Power Session. If you're a part of this membership, you will receive an exclusive invite to that. That's where I answer any questions you have about being a successful online entrepreneur. We do it once a week. So you definitely want to be a part of the membership for that reason. In addition to that, we run special webinar promotions. When a product hits the market and it's blazing hot, well, I'm going to take the time and do a webinar, even if it's 6 o'clock in the morning for me. I'm going to show you exactly how that product works and how it's going to benefit you in your business. So when you're a part of the Entrepreneur Live membership, Well, guess what? That's included. But probably the best part of all, this is why everybody has joined this membership, is because we give away the house. Every single time we do a show, every single time we do a webinar presentation, well, guess what? We're always giving stuff away. And my guests are always giving stuff away. It can be the front end product. It can be a coaching program. The list goes on and on. I've actually seen guests give away the whole entire funnel. And all you got to do is be a part of that membership. The good news is you don't even have to be live on the call. You don't even have to be watching the show. You can be sound asleep in your bed. We can be over here doing the show in the States, and you can wake up to an email that says, hey, congratulations, you just won this really awesome deal. And there's one more perk. When you're a part of the Entrepreneur Live membership, you're going to receive an exclusive invite where you can watch our interviews live. That means you can see all the bloopers, you can see all the mistakes, everything that happens live, and we do screw up before we go and polish the actual tape. All right? Great opportunity. Entrepreneur Live is where it's happening. You should see a button down below this video. The membership is currently free. There's no enrollment fee, so there's no reason why you would not go and join this membership. I want to thank you so much for watching the show today, and hopefully I'm going to be seeing you on another session of Entrepreneur Live. Thank you.